When it comes to handhelds, many people drift to the Steam Deck for a few reasons, namely being that Windows is becoming worse by the day. This affects our laptops, our desktops, and our x86 handhelds like this Claw 8 AI Plus. So I got wondering, I've tinkered with Windows for the last 20 years, and I've been working on something a little special that I built for myself, but I thought, why keep this tool to myself? People are becoming more and more disappointed with Windows every single update, so why not get this out in the community? This here is Project Ronin. I built this over the past 6 months, and I've rebuilt it from the ground up many times before finally deciding on a PowerShell app, and it's set to make Windows a hell of a lot better than you've ever thought possible. So let me show you Project Ronin and what exactly it does. Let's hop in. First things first, Ronin is not ready yet. I still want a really easy way to share this with the community, and I've tried to streamline it as best I can. Unfortunately, it doesn't have built-in controller support, but I've tried to put as much tweaks and as much thought as possible into this, starting things off with the auto-optimize page. The auto-optimize page has everything that I personally recommend for every system. On the bottom, it's going to give you a system rank based on what level of optimization your system has. Because I've already optimized this, it's coming up with S tier, the best you can get. Moving in a little bit closer so you can see, these are all the tweaks that I recommend on any system. This includes cutting out some of the shadows and Windows effects, which I've set as Ronin visuals, disabling system restore, disabling Windows recall, setting the user account control settings to never notify, enable the hardware accelerated GPU scheduling, and tons of other things. Down at the bottom here, it even has Intel and AMD specific optimizations. This will automatically adjust depending on what system you're using it for. Since I'm using this on the Claw, it's showing Intel tweaks. If you're kind of confused about this app in general, or just kind of wary of Windows optimizations, you can safely check everything on this page and then just click Apply Auto Profile. At the bottom, it's going to show you the status and all the tweaks that it's doing. If the tweaks are already applied, it's just going to go ahead and skip them. Then it runs one more audit. This will adjust the system rank based on what you've tweaked. Next up is the system core page. These are all just a little bit more detailed tweaks. The auto-optimized page will adjust a few things on here, but not everything. There are other optimizations that are locked, like disable driver downloads. I've locked the dangerous tweaks behind this expert level toggle. Things like disable driver downloads stops Windows from automatically overwriting drivers. You can also force disable background apps. These are Windows background apps. We've even done things like enable smart CPU efficiency. This means when the system isn't being used, that CPU can go down to like 5%, but if it needs it, it can boost it up to 100%. This gives your system far more stability. The gaming optimized page has things that matter a little bit more towards gaming, obviously. Things like setting the GPU priority to high for games that are using it. There's some network optimization tweaks in here, as well as forcing VRR in older games. The handheld page is one that I'm really proud of. If you're using this on a handheld, I definitely recommend enabling this hot bag fix. That makes it so the power button turns into a hibernate, not sleep. If you're using sleep on a Windows handheld, it can kind of wake itself up sometimes, hence coming back to a device that's been sitting in a hot bag. I also got a tweak to disable the Wi-Fi power saving. I have a short on this for the Claw 8, but this fixes that problem entirely on all of these devices. You can disable memory integrity, which really drains the performance on these devices. And you can disable the device guard, which is another device feature that you really don't need on a handheld. On the right side, you can do things like disable the device encryption. Not sure why you'd want this on a handheld, but it's a huge feature that takes a lot of performance away. Say you got a handheld and you're curious about the battery, you can just tap the battery report here. This will open up a battery report showing you exactly what kind of capacity this battery has. So for an example, with my Claw 8 AI Plus, It's 78 watt hours, but I'm down to 76 watt hours. So there's a little bit of battery degradation on this one, but not bad. You can also do things like disable or adjust the CPU boost control. So for Intel chips like the 258V found in the Claw 8, you definitely want to leave this on because this chip has really low clocks as is. For the AMD Z1 Extreme, you can disable this safely and get much better thermals that has a really high base clock. But with something like the Z2 Extreme, you also want to leave that enabled. I generally recommend using Efficient Enabled for mobile devices. This lets the chip try to boost up to its max boost frequency, but using less electricity if possible. On a desktop, you can set this to aggressive without any issues. As long as you have decent cooling, you can even adjust things like the EPP here. This allows you to adjust the flow of where the power is going. Max performance is going to send all that power more towards the CPU, but if you're using a handheld, you probably want something like Eco, which is going to prioritize the GPU by about 85%. On the next page is the privacy shield. On all my PCs, I just remove it all because it's just extra stuff that really just bogs down Windows. Under the advanced tools, there are a few different things that you can adjust here. Timer optimization will probably be removed because in Windows 11, this is a feature that by default is set to enabled. You can do things like disable the reserved storage, which Windows separates for updates. This will get you back the 7 GB files that it saves for that, but I always leave it off unless you're really storage bound. You can also do things like memory compression. This will let Windows compress the memory as needed, saving you a lot of RAM. I also recommend using the optimized page file. This means that if it sees 24 GB, that it's going to set the page file accordingly. If you have over 32 GB, then it's going to set it to 0. Anything more than 32 GB in the device, you really don't need a page file. I have a software installer in here too, but this is a little bit more of a work in progress for now. Some of it works, some of it doesn't. I'm still working on the bugs for this one. And my personal favorite page is the system maintenance page. We all know that Windows decides to corrupt itself at least once a week. So the full system repair checks everything for issues and repairs it. It's effectively a one-click button to repairing Windows. This runs things like SFC, DISM commands, and it also runs a check disk to fix your whole drive in one go. If you're having issues with your GPU, like games are crashing randomly, you can reset the GPU driver stack. This has fixed both my desktop and my handheld on multiple occasions. I've also added commands here to fix Windows updates, flush the DNS and reset the network, as well as resetting the Microsoft Store. You can do an SSD health audit and trim. You can run the disk cleanup, rebuild the icon cache, clean out old updates, clear the DirectX and OpenGL shader caches, and you can even reinstall Windows from here. So yeah, this is Project Ronin. It's here, it's amazing, and it's helped me so much. It's not quite ready. I can't wait to share it with you all when it is. If you can think of any other tweaks that you want in this app, make sure to let me know in the comments below. I can always add more, and I'll keep everybody updated as this progresses. I'll make sure to let everybody know when this is ready. It's about 90 to 95% done. Effectively, I'm just looking for a way to package this and iron out the rest of the bugs. For now though, it does seem stable. I just want to get it to about 97-98% stable before I share it with everybody. But let me know, what do you think of Project Ronin? Is this kind of cool? I think it's pretty neat. It's taken me a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of coding to get this thing working. If you have any questions, make sure to let me know in the comments below as well. And as always, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.